horrible news. 260 bodies found at this music festival site in Israel.
This is a doctor who deals with the aftermath of terrorist attacks on a routine basis in Israel. He told me that this was like nothing he'd ever seen before.
כל התשתיות הבסיסיות, כולן קשירות עם מלאים מלאים.
אבל עכשיו גם להביא מתנדבים מחו"ל שהחלטנו להביא אותם, וזה עובד ממש כמו סרט מתקתק.
The leading Hadassah's hospitals stand ready to face the challenges of yet another day of war.
Since the beginning of the war, the Hadassah hospitals have participated in treating more than 100 injured patients. About 50% of these wounded were severely injured.
Starting 9:30, we started receiving victims, both from the party that was held in Re'im and soldiers and police officers that were injured during the battle.
Start from the moment of the break of the Iron Swords War. We have started operating the Hadassah and Kerem University Hospital in an emergency mode.
We do have knowledge how to respond and how to act during a mass casualty event.
We have our staff here is ready for different scenarios. We did different simulations for mass casualty events.
State President Yitzhak Herzog paid a visit to the Hadassah hospitals, and his response was anything but indifferent.
The holy work done by Hadassah and the incredible team, the management, and of course the doctors, the entire medical team is unbelievable.
Personnel's relentless efforts are focused on gearing up for the intensification of this campaign.
We are also building capacity for the treatment in safe areas for wounded in case that the war extends.
Classrooms for medical students hidden deep underground within the protective area have been miraculously transformed into bustling hospital wards.
We converted to an admission unit with oxygen outlet and air outlet and communication, computer communication. This is basically an admission bunker for all the patients where they can be safe.
The Hadassah hospitals leave no room for doubt in their unwavering preparation for the possible expansion of the conflict.
Now we are preparing ourselves with a lot of supplies, so the departments will have the products to give treatment for the patients, and we need to work harder.
In recent days, emergency procedures have been meticulously fine-tuned, while the medical and communication systems have been rigorously tested.
We are now ready to receive as much as casualties as we will have to.
Hadassah's foresight has led technology companies to deliver essential equipment immediately, ensuring that an unprecedented influx of wounded can be accommodated without delay.
Getting a new equipment, a very special equipment for treating wounded.
The incredible human capital within Hadassah hospitals with its unique genetic code.
This is the time that we all together, all of us, Arabs, Jews, Christians, Muslims, all the medical staff, they are all committed, very committed to be here and to take a part in this difficult hour.
Supported by dozens of dedicated volunteers.
Since last Saturday, we have been working very hard, and every member of our team in the donation part of the blood bank, in the laboratory, have been doing their best and much more than that. We have been able to receive donations of about 400 units of blood, which is much above our usual numbers.
These are the first glimpses of what will soon become a secure and protected space deep beneath the earth, set to be completed far ahead of schedule.
Here in the car park, we plan to open a protected hospital where we can bring 130 patients. We're going to complete this project hopefully by the end of this week.
In these times of unparalleled uncertainty, one thing is certain.
I'm sure that we will be able to supply all the needs of blood to Hadassah Hospital.
And we are well prepared to continue work and receive patients as much as we need.
Hadassah Hospital's dedication to saving lives inspires hope, strength, and resilience in the face of adversity.
Once more, we have shown the amazing spirit of our Hadassah workers and employees that are fully dedicated to our organization. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this extraordinary evening, a celebration of generosity, resilience, and hope. My name is Ronali Shimon, your host for this remarkable event. You may all know me from the role in the Israeli television series Fauda, where I play, Nurit, an agent in an elite anti-terrorism unit in the Israeli Defense Force, mostly based in the Gaza Strip. So it's tragic that I stand here this evening as life dreadfully imitates art. I know that we, as a global community, stand with Israel every day, but especially today, as so many of our sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, and dear friends are fighting to protect Israel's very right to exist freely and peacefully. Many of my co-stars now wear the uniform of the IDF, not as a costume on set, but as soldiers fighting in the reserves. And we remember Fauda production manager Matan Meir, a reservist who was killed in battle on November 11th, less than a month ago. Tonight is a somber night, and I am truly grateful as an Israeli to see the beautiful and touching displays you've created to remember the victims of this horrible war. From the memorial table at the entrance of this event to the empty table set here in the center of the room to pay tribute to the hostages still in captivity. We pray for their safe return every single day. But tonight is also a night where we are proud to honor Hadassah Medical Organization, a beacon of hope and peace to so many in Israel and all around the world. Tonight, we come together as a global community with representatives from all over the world, from the United States, Israel, Central America, South America, Europe, and Australia, to pay tribute to this amazing hospital that has done so much for Israel, not just in the last 2 months since the war broke out, but for over a century. We're honored to have with us tonight two incredible individuals, Sarah Aronson from Boston, Massachusetts, and Olga Sasson from Mexico City, our event co-chairs. Please join me in expressing our deepest gratitude for their leadership, dedication, and hard work in making tonight possible as we call them up to welcome you.
Thank you, Ronali, for your kind words. Erev Tov, good evening, buenas noches. Thank you, Ronali, for joining us tonight. Bruchim Habayim. Welcome to the One Hadassah global event. My name is Sarah Aronson, and I'm the co-chair of this event together with Olga Sassoon. As we all know, these are not normal times for our country and the Jewish people, but I'm humbled and energized to be here with all of you who are the bedrock of Hadassah Medical Organization, an institution that stands as a beacon of hope, resilience, and groundbreaking innovation. Within the walls of HMO, our doctors, nurses, and medical staff perform miracles of healing every day. Yet, behind these miracles are the unsung heroes, the visionaries, the dreamers, and the compassionate donors. Your generosity doesn't just fund healthcare, it forges the backbone of Israel's medical infrastructure. Your commitment doesn't just touch lives, it constructs the very framework that preserves and enhances life through cutting-edge technologies, pioneering research, and the state-of-the-art facilities that embody progress. Together, you, our supporters, and everybody at our Hadassah hospitals in Israel create the power of healing in times of peace and, like today, in times of war. Today, more than ever, our project, the Gandel Rehabilitation Center in Hadassah Hospital, Mount Scopus, is front and center to the healing and recovery of our wounded soldiers and civilians.
Olá, boa noite. Good evening, American and international friends. I am honored to be the co-chair with this event with my good friend Sarah. The recent challenges, the chaotic events that have surrounded us have not only underscored the critical need for an immediate commitment to amplifying our capabilities. When faced with the urgency of the October 7 attack, Hadassah exemplifies resilience and dedication by providing life-saving care despite adversity. Today, the surge in the demand for rehabilitation in Israel presents a pressing reality. A significant number of casualties need not just basic medical attention, but highly specialized surgery, mental health, and trauma care. Israel's insufficient bed capacity for rehabilitating soldiers and civilians severely injured in this conflict poses a pressing challenge. Hadassah stands as the most capable institution to address this issue. The nearing completion of the Gandel Rehabilitation Center demands a final effort for its early inauguration to ensure every individual in Israel regains their ability to stand tall. As a mother, I deeply understand the profound impact of being able to help a son, and I can only imagine doing so after bravely serving on the battlefields for our country. Tonight's gathering was always going to happen, but since October 7, the focus of this event has shifted in ways that we could have never imagined. Thank you for being more than attendees tonight. Your presence symbolizes a commitment larger than ourselves, a commitment to a cause that embodies healing, hope, and the essence of humanity itself. Welcome to the One Hadassah Global Benefit, a celebration not only of compassion and determination, but a tribute to the goal of a brighter and healthier tomorrow.
Thank you, Sarah and Olga, for your warm welcome and inspiring words. All Israelis know Hadassah for its incredible achievements in medicine and research. But we also hail Hadassah as a bridge to peace in our often complicated little country. The families that we're honoring here this evening are among some of the most generous in the Hadassah family, not just generous with their dollars, but generous of spirit. They represent countless numbers of donors who have been partners with Hadassah in shaping the innovative healthcare system in Israel. And now, we move forward to a special segment of the evening as we celebrate our first honorees of the evening, David and Malia Littman. Where are they? I can't see you guys. Their journey with Hadassah began after Malia's multiple sclerosis diagnosis 2 decades ago. The Littmans searched for the best, most cutting-edge treatment options, and they became certain that Hadassah Medical Organization was the answer. In late 2014, they connected with Professor Demetrius Karousis, whose research at Hadassah focused on the most innovative options for MS patients. Immediately, Malia's life, which had begun to get smaller and smaller following her diagnosis, expanded. She regained the ability to walk, which she had completely lost before her first treatments at age MO. Her speech and her balance extremely improved, and she and David both began sharing their story with the world in order to help others. Malia and David have been intentional not just as extremely generous donors, but in raising awareness about multiple sclerosis and other similar diseases in order to attract attention toward the research that Hadassah is doing among our donors, members, and the entire world. One of the things Malia have been able to do since her incredible progress, and one of her favorite things to do, is to volunteer at a local children's hospital in Dallas, Texas, where she dresses up in costume, visits the sick children, and brings a smile to their faces with every visit. The children at Hadassah were fortunate to have such a special visit recently. Malia and David, you are a force for good and an inspiration to us all, from the smallest among us to the most seasoned Hadassah volunteer. We are proud to honor you this evening with this award for all that you have done and continue to do. Please help me welcome our first honorees of the evening, David and Malia Littman. To present this prestigious recognition, Rhoda Smollow, Hadassah National President, and Naomi Adler, Hadassah CEO.
Present this to you for everything you and your husband has done for Hadassah and for health and happiness in the future.
Please, please. We want to hear
Malia, you are incredibly inspiring to us, and we are incredibly honored to call you friend. Thank you for everything.
And as a national president of Hadassah, we are so grateful for all that you do for Hadassah and that Hadassah can do for you. And we care so much, and you care so much about the future. So we look forward to being with you every step of the way, and thank you so much.
I know you wanted to say a few words.
7 years ago, I started my journey with Hadassah. And I am pleased to be able to stand here tonight to tell you that in the last month I have walked 15 minutes on the treadmill, and I haven't done that in about, 8 years. So Hadassah is my miracle and saved my life. But tonight should not be about this award or me, but it should be about Hadassah and the life-saving treatment that they are providing to the soldiers and the civilians who've been injured. I have so many friends now at Hadassah who are in jeopardy, or a member of their family are in jeopardy, and there will never be a time in our life, in my lifetime, where there was a more urgent or more critical need for your help and support. So I'm hoping that tonight will be the moment that we'll all pause and say, make your life a blessing. The Mishabera teaches us to have the courage to know that there will never be a more urgent time in our lives that we need to help the people at Hadassah. So please give generously and join me in my fight to raise funds for Hadassah. Thank you so much.
this evening, you guys. I mean, yeah. A heartfelt congratulations to David and Malia Littman for their exceptional contributions. In a world filled with turmoil, where conflict echoes through the land of Israel, we stand together in solidarity. As we gather in this moment, our hearts echo the struggles and resilience of a nation confronting adversities head-on. And now, as we unite in this space, we're granted a rare opportunity, a connection to the very heartbeat of Hadassah Medical Organization. Though originally planning to stand among us, Dalia Itzik, chair of the board of Hadassah Medical Organization, and Professor Yoram Weiss, the director general of Hadassah Medical Organization, remain steadfast in their commitment, leading a team of 6,000 individuals, medical and non-medical, devotedly tending to the needs of the people of Israel amidst these times of conflict. In an unparalleled display of dedication and leadership, Professor Weiss continues to steer the helm, orchestrating an ensemble of selfless individuals working tirelessly to protect and heal the wounded, embodying the ethos of compassion and resilience that defines Hadassah. And so, in this pivotal moment, we're privileged to receive a message from the front lines recorded just 4 days ago on Thursday, a statement to the spirit of Hadassah, delivered by none other than Dalia Itzik and Professor Yoram Weiss.
Thank you so much to all of you, our dear friends, for being here to show your support for our beloved Hadassah. It is thanks to you that we at Hadassah Medical Organization have the privilege to serve the people of Israel and to save people's lives every single day. Now, more than ever, we see and we feel the impact of your support, and we could not be more grateful. As the chair of the board of Hadassah Medical Organization, I have the privilege of seeing our life-saving work firsthand, and the doctors, nurses, and staff who carry out this work at the highest level day in and day out, even at this stressful, traumatic time. We hear from our patients and their families how grateful they are to be at Hadassah. Not only because they receive such exemplary care, but also because of the compassion of every person they encounter. I would also like to express my heartfelt thanks to this evening's honorees, who have each dedicated themselves to the mission of Hadassah. You, with your leadership and with the example you set, give us inspiration to lead Hadassah into the next century. Thank you to Malia and David Littman, to Vicky and Alberto Saba, and to Pauline and John Gendel. We are indebted to you for your support and honor you this evening and always. We are privileged to have Professor Yoram Weiss, the Director General of Hadassah Medical Organization, leading this incredible team of professionals. While the war prevented Yoram and me from being with you in Miami, Yoram agreed to give you all a unique glimpse at a day in the life of the Director General of Hadassah Medical Organization.
I arrived at Hadassah on the 1st of February 91 during Iran-Iraq War, and it's going to be 33 years. I would say that it's a home because I spent more time at Hadassah than I spent at home. Boker Tov.
אם המלחמה היא בעזה, אז הכל כמו שהיה עד היום. אבל אם מתפתח אירוע משמעותי מהצפון, כוננים צריכים להיות בבית חולים. יש סיכוי סביר שאנחנו הולכים שוב לתקופה שהיא תהיה תקופה לא פשוטה. תודה לכולם.
More terror attacks in Israel. 3 Israeli citizens died in an attack in Jerusalem this morning.
When you manage in such a large organization, you work in a chaotic environment. Everything that you plan can change within a second. You may start your morning thinking it will be a quiet day, and suddenly you discover that you have a major crisis that you have to deal with.
כמה בסוף יש בחור צעיר עם גנצ'ות לעכב, בחורה צעירה עם פצע ירי בבטן, עם יציאה בגב, בישבן.
מצב קל עד בינוני קשה.
אני מבין שאותו מורידים לחדר ניתוח.
כן, אתה פצוע עם השיר בערב.
בסדר גמור. תודה. 3,000 people were wounded during this war, and if the hostilities continue, pretty obviously the number will increase even more. In Mount Scopus, we didn't have any facility to work underground. 4 weeks ago was just nothing, and within 2 weeks, working day and night, we were able to open an area that harbors 130 patients. אם תתחיל מלחמה עם חיזבאללה, התוכנית שלי היא ראשית כל את החולים שהם הכי פחות יבילים, שזה חולי טיפול נמרץ, ממילא להכניס למקומות ממוגנים. לכן גם בנינו 2 קומות שחלקן מיועדות בדיוק למטרה הזאת. מה שלומך?
בסדר.
אז מה, זה מסתדר? מתחיל להסתדר?
כן, אתה מתחיל ללכת יותר.
יופי. כי בגלל שזה העצם, אז זה ייקח קצת זמן.
כן, אמרו לי. מבחינתי זה מתי שיהיה לי את האופציה לחזור פנימה כבר.
זה המשפט שאני שומע מכולם. מתי אני אוכל לחזור פנימה? קח את הזמן. יאללה, תהיה בריא. Welcome to Hadassah, and we appreciate your visit. The 7th of October is for us the day that will be remembered in infamy. Until now, we have treated a little bit more than 300 patients. We are a non-for-profit organization supported by the US-based organization. We have an infrastructure that is worth $2.4 billion. Out of this, 95% is thanks to donors from all over the world. When people ask me about this amazing organization that is called Hadassah, what is Hadassah? It's first of all the people that all work together for one purpose. And this is really to provide the best medical care and to save lives. Behind this, Hadassah has an army. And this is the army of HWZOA. And there's no question that we can do it. And together, we will do it, whatever the challenges are. Dear friend Shalom, I'm so sorry that I couldn't join you in Miami this week. I hope that spending one day with me here at Hadassah makes it clear why I cannot leave my hospital during these times of war and uncertainty. This hospital that holds such a special place in all of our hearts. But know that my heart is with each and every one of you in that room who is supporting Hadassah from afar. Your generosity has enabled us to provide services such as emergency operating room services and intensive care services and rehabilitation services. As we know, the impacts of this war will be felt not just now, but in the months and years to come. So thanks to all of you and the generosity of people from around the world. Our Gandel Rehabilitation Center is ramping up construction so that we can treat and impact the lives of countless of soldiers and civilians across Israel and help them physically and psychologically regain some sense of normalcy. And your generosity will allow Hadassah to provide critically important post-traumatic care to thousands, perhaps tens of thousands of civilians and soldiers in central Israel and beyond, on whom the effects of this war are still unknown. I also want to extend my personal congratulations and akarat tov to our honorees this evening. Mrs. Pauline and John Gandel, Mrs. Malia and David Littman, and Mrs. Vicky and Alberto Saba. Each of you have demonstrated the highest level of tzedek in our entire hospital, in both campuses, have been transformed because of you. But we are transformed because of you, your kindness, your generosity, and your friendship. And we can never fully express our gratitude. I cannot wait to thank you in person, each one of you, very soon here in Jerusalem at Hadassah. I sincerely hope to be with you next time we gather as a group, this time to celebrate Hadassah's achievements when this war is behind us. On behalf of the entire staff and all patients and families whose lives you've touched in ways that I cannot even measure, I say to each of you, Toda Rabbah from the bottom of my heart.
We're all grateful to Dalia Itzik and Professor Yoram Weiss for taking the time to send us this important message and share his invaluable insights. We wish him the strength to continue leading Hadassah's response to the war on our behalf. Our evening continues as we celebrate the incredible contributions of the Alberto and Vicky Saba family. A legacy spanning 3 generations, with the 4th ready to pick up its philanthropic reins. From Aleppo, Syria, they found a new life in Mexico, embodying resilience and a spirit of giving. Their deep connection to Israel and the Jewish community ignites a profound passion for philanthropy, touching lives within Hadassah, where their impact has been transformative. The Moshe Saba Masri Synagogue in the Sarah Watzman Davidson Hospital Tower became the spiritual heart of Hadassah in Karem in 2013, honoring the late Moshe Saba and welcoming thousands monthly for prayers and solace. Their commitment extends to the Raquel Saba Masri Pavilion, which is the most sophisticated surgical center in Israel and performs thousands of complex surgeries every year, including victims of this war. Their most recent contribution to Hadassah involves the renovation of the historical round building at Hadassah Hospital in Karem, resulting in the creation of the new Alberto and Vicky Saba Internal Medicine Complex, which will greatly benefit the residents of Jerusalem and its surrounding areas. Their dedication echoes Le Dor Vador, a legacy of compassion and solidarity across generations. In Latin America, their generosity shines as the largest donors to Hadassah so far, bringing light and hope to those in need. Tonight, as we honor these wonderful donors, let's recognize the profound impact of their generosity, touching countless lives and continuing to build a lasting legacy. The Alberto and Vicky Saba family stand as beacon of compassion and the power of giving. We extend our deepest gratitude for their commitment to healing, hope, and humanity. Please welcome Miriam Saba, daughter of Alberto and Vicky Saba, who will receive this award on their behalf, and Hadassah International President Dr. Mano Sachs and Hadassah International Executive Director Jorge Diener to present this award.
Ay, ay, ay. You know, we can say many things. I prepare a speech that I'm not going to say, because the real heroes are the Hadassah team. And my father called me now and he told me, make sure when you speak, you tell them, we didn't do nothing. They did everything. Hadassah team, congratulations, and the applause is for you. I'm Israel High.
I'm Jorge Diner, and I had the privilege for the last more than 12, 13 years, bar mitzvah, to be together with my dear colleague Ethel Feinstein, who is there in the back, building an incredible bond with the Saba family in Mexico, who, as you have seen in the pictures, in the images we have seen, have gone above and beyond what is expected from a donor, which is just help us one time, do a legacy project, and then you can move on. And they have come again and again. Your parents, you, your family, have helped us first to open a synagogue in the Davidson Tower, and then it wasn't enough. Dayenu was not enough. Lo Dayenu. And then you help us build the operating rooms where soldiers are being operated today. And then you help us renovate the round building. And we know it's not the end. We are talking about the next thing. And this is the night of above and beyond, of looking at what we have done, but what still has to be done by each one of us. And you are an inspiration for all of us to keep doing that. Send all our love and admiration to your family, Miriam.
Thank you.
The Gendel Foundation is one of Australia's largest independent family philanthropic funds. It has been the vehicle for charitable giving by the extended Gendel family since its formation as the Gendel Charitable Foundation in 1978, over 40 years ago. John and Pauline Gendel are actively engaged in the philanthropic work and are universally recognized for their generosity and commitment to both Jewish and general causes. Through the Gendel Foundation over the years, they have given $200 million towards supporting various charitable organizations and causes in Australia and Israel. It is worth noting that nearly half of this amount has been earmarked towards Jewish causes and organizations, both in Australia and in Israel. Both at home and abroad, they're probably best known for their support in addressing homelessness, supporting general and Holocaust education, arts and culture funding, fostering Jewish identity and leadership, and especially for their health and medical research funding. But their commitment to Israel reached an unprecedented peak 2 years ago through their monumental donation to the Gendel Rehabilitation Center at Hadassah Hospital, Mount Scopus, marking the largest donation they have ever made and the largest single donation ever received by Hadassah International. Their foresight and vision shaped a legacy devoted to ensuring a better, safer, and stronger future. The Gendel Rehabilitation Center stands today as a testament to their forward-thinking generosity, a beacon of hope for the healing of the people of Israel. Especially during times of war, such as the one we're fighting right now, this center emerges as the cornerstone for aiding seriously wounded soldiers and other victims of the war in need of long-term acute rehabilitation. The accelerated partial opening of this center serves as an urgent response to the critical needs of the injured, to address the immediate and pressing demands that have arisen since October 7th. John and Pauline Gendel's dedication to Hadassah in Israel has laid a foundation that embodies resilience, compassion, and a commitment to healing. Tonight, we celebrate their profound impact and enduring legacy, thanking them, their extended family, and the foundation for their unwavering support and far-reaching generosity that will continue to shape and uplift countless lives for generations to come. To honor them, please welcome Hadassah National President Rhoda Smalo I hope I'm really pronouncing your names correctly. I'm doing it with like my utmost concentration. Thank you. And Hadassah International President, Dr. Mano Sachs. Lisa Turin, daughter of John and Pauline Gendel, and Gendel Foundation Director, will accept this recognition in the name of Gendel Foundation and family. We would like to acknowledge the presence of Pauline Gendel here with us tonight.
Lisa, we are honored to hand this to you as really a true expression of our love and appreciation for your parents, John and Pauline, and for your family, for all the generosity you've given to Hadassah. And we know that what you've done is just the beginning, and you've made such a difference in Israel, expressing your Zionism and your passion for the state, and we thank you so much. And so, Mickey, why don't you hand this to her? Thank you.
It's very heavy, careful.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honoured to be among all of you here tonight, on behalf of my whole family, but especially on behalf of my parents, John and Pauline Gendel, who are being honoured this evening. I'm particularly happy that my mother was able to come with me on this occasion and accept this recognition on behalf of her and her dear husband, John. My father, unfortunately, could not attend, but he sends his most sincere regards to you all, and he asked me to convey to you just one simple message. Israel needs our help now, more than ever before. Can I first share with you a bit of context? As you heard, we are from Melbourne, Australia. The Jewish community in our country is quite small by comparison. There is a total of around 110,000 of us, mainly concentrated in Sydney and in Melbourne, in a nation of 25 million people. What we might lack in numbers, we definitely make up for our staunch, unwavering, passionate, and limitless commitment to the state and people of Israel. In the earlier video presentation, you heard and saw a little bit about my parents, but let me just add a few little more snippets. Their family stories have been like those of more or less typical migrant experiences of the Jewish people at the time, escaping the miseries of Europe for a better life elsewhere, reaching a faraway land and trying to find their way in a new and somewhat strange world, starting from scratch, as it were. Nevertheless, despite those hardships, both John and Pauline grew up in homes in which love, concern for Jewish tradition, heritage, culture, and community were always central features. Even in those early days, when they lived modestly, their parents always insisted on them sharing their fortunes with others. And John and Pauline continue that tradition, cementing it with their children, me and my siblings, and in turn with their grandchildren and now great-grandchildren. For my parents, that sense of helping those in need has been particularly strong, in fact, singularly enduring when it comes to the state of Israel and its people. And for that reason, to be recognised by Hadassah, alongside other esteemed donors being acknowledged this evening, and also all of you in the room, makes them feel truly honoured. They wish to thank Hadassah for one thing, for giving them the opportunity to engage and make a defining difference in the lives of many people through our support for the Rehabilitation Centre. My parents made the decision to support this project nearly 2 years ago, Who would have thought that it would become such a critical project for the whole of Israel? But the job is not done yet, so to speak, and I do hope that tonight, with the help of you all, we can bring that project to full completion and make it a reality. We all know that since October the 7th, the world has dramatically changed. Israel and the diaspora are under existential threat at the moment with a huge wave of anti-Semitism. Even as far away as Australia, which is regarded as a successful multicultural and democratic society, we have had horrific scenes with protesters chanting, "Kill the Jews, gas the Jews." This is why all of us here and around the world have to be unified in times like this. We must recognise that we desperately need a strong Israel. Likewise, Israel needs a strong diaspora, a diaspora that is prepared to stand up in times of need and to support its country. Not since the Holocaust has the support of Israel, and especially its medical facilities, been more needed as it is right now, in this hour of desperate need, and how proud we are as the Gandel family to support this vitally important project. The horrors of October 7th will haunt the victims and those affected for decades to come. Something that probably none of us could possibly comprehend is the heartache, the anguish, and the suffering they have been through, and they will carry those scars with them for a very long time. But one thing that we can do is help them on their journey of recovery, and a critical part of that journey will be their physical and mental rehabilitation. For that reason alone, the Hadassah Rehabilitation Centre at Mount Scopus simply can't come soon enough. I urge you to dig deeper than before, and ensure that everyone who needs rehabilitation can receive it, and receive it now. In conclusion, my parents, John and Pauline, are exceptionally honoured and delighted to receive this accolade. They wanted me to tell you that they will cherish this as an honour of inspiration, and they pledge to all of you to use it as an enduring motivation to continue building a strong, just and fair Israel. Thank you.
As an Israeli, I understand the impact that their major contribution will have in Israel. I'd like to introduce someone who understands this better than me and is using the Hadassah rehabilitation facilities firsthand in the past few weeks. Meet Michal Alon, a remarkable survivor and hero of the October 7th Army base ambush. Trained as a nurse at Hadassah, she traveled all the way from Israel to share her story and represent countless others whose lives were forever changed by this war. She is here to narrate her incredible journey. Let's extend a heartfelt welcome to Michal Alon and honor her bravery.
Thank you. I can't really see anything, so it's okay. Hi, I'm Michal Alon. I'm 44 years old, and I was asked to come and tell my story. Me and my family, my husband is here, Omri, and we have 10 kids. And we usually, we go to bases, Army bases, to volunteer. We love doing that. We don't do that a lot. We did it like 4 times, and that was the 5th time on the 7th of October. We go, we We do the Shabbat with the soldiers. We play with the soldiers after. We have like an Oneg Shabbat. And it's a very fulfilling Shabbatot that we do. And the kids love it. They play with the soldiers talk to them. It's not easy because we have to take everything with us. We sleep in bunk beds with the soldiers beside, like in another room. But it's fun and it's fulfilling. So we do it, we like it. And this Shabbat, God said that they asked us to be in Zikim, which is a base right near Gaza. Actually, my 14-year-old asked me, Zikim, it's not scary. We were never there before. We live near Jerusalem. We don't know this area so much. And I told her, no, Zikim is very safe. It's very calm now. And even if there are rockets, which there weren't for the last months, it goes over Zikim because it's very, very close to Gaza. So we went, and because it was Simchat Torah, which is a holiday with Shabbat, I told my husband that we have to bring everybody. We can't just go. Usually we go like with 5 kids because they don't want to come. This time we told our teenagers that they have to come. So we went with about 8 kids. We went with 8 kids. The eldest one was 20 years old, and the little one is almost 2 years old. We went with our 8 kids, 2 cars. We got to the base on Friday, and it was very, very calm. It was very nice. They showed us where we were sleeping, and I remember telling myself it's a very peaceful base and very lovely. It has a lot of gardening. The soldiers that were there, we were told that there are going to be 100 soldiers that are in training. They're only 2 months in the army, very young, and 12 commanders, and the staff of the kitchen. So we met them. We were with them. We even made them like little presents that looked like Sifrei Torah that you do for a bar mitzvot. So we gave them in the evening. We asked ourselves if we should give it in the evening or in the morning. Thank God we gave it in the evening. And it was very nice. They were amazing. The kitchen crew made us a lot of food, which is not typical to bases. Usually we don't eat much. But they made like 4 types of meat, and it was very festive. And we loved it. And we told them, after we spoke with them, we told them good night, and we told them we'll see them in the morning. And we went to sleep. And then I woke up. I sleep very light. I woke up at about 6:20, and I heard like a boom, a large boom, and I thought, that's weird. They didn't tell us they're training. And then we started hearing 5 minutes afterwards, a lot of sirens that said red alert, Tseva Adom. I don't know those sirens. It's like a woman saying Tseva Adom, which is very stressful. I hardly know sirens from Jerusalem because it's very quiet there. And the kids were also stressed. We told everybody to get dressed fast. And then we've been there for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and it didn't stop. We heard a lot of rockets, as you know. And I told my husband, listen, I don't know if we're in a sheltered place because it is concrete, this room that we're staying in. It was 12 bunk beds together. But I don't know if it's safe. We should check it. I apologize for my English. I'm sorry if I'm... and then Shabbat, but anyway, he called the commander, the Mempei, the Samech Mempei. He called them both, and they didn't answer. Afterwards, we know they died. Not that time, but they were in a chaos of a war. And then he called the rabbi that we switched with, that he was on vacation. He asked him if it's a shelter place. He told him, I don't think so. You have to go to the Migunit, which really is the sheltered place. And we told him we don't know where that is. And then he told Omri, he told my husband, go look for it. He went to look for it. And meanwhile, came another soldier to the room where we were, threw those rockets going all the time. He told us, come fast with the kids. All the soldiers are already in there, in the migunit, in the shelter place. You have to come fast. So we ran with him. We took whatever was with us, our clothes, and I remember taking the pacifier of my little one, and we found Omri on the way, and we went to this shelter place. And I thought, okay, an hour, 2 hours, and it will be over. And they told us, it happens, from time to time there are rockets, it's okay, just stay here. Omri even thought of singing with the soldiers, trying to make them feel better, because the soldiers were also in shock. It was 6:30 in the morning, they were with shorts and short trousers. They had their weapons, but again, they're not trained yet. They're only 2 months in the army, who we were with. And they were also in shock. And then we saw that they're calling the commanders all the time. They kept calling a commander, telling him, bring your weapon, we need you. And they went and they didn't come back. And slowly we were left with only one commander. He's the logistic person, who was saying everything's okay, don't worry. And then I heard him say that there's a female soldier that is wounded. And they're bringing her because she fell from a watchtower. And I thought that's weird. I thought maybe because of the rocket. I'll say there were a lot of we heard a lot of booming, but we didn't understand what it was. And then I told him, listen, I'm a nurse. Maybe I can help, because I saw there's no one with medical experience or nothing. So I said, I can go. And my kids even told me, listen, Ima, maybe you can help. So they brought this soldier, and they didn't bring her in the migunit, and I didn't understand why. And then they put her outside, like very close to the migunit. I went out to see her, and she was injured very badly. A head injury. She had all of her eye out, and a lot of blood in her face. But it didn't make sense, and I asked her. The soldiers told me her name was Noah. Actually, they didn't want to say her name because they were still trainers. They told me the Samelet, and I said, what's her name? They said, Noah. I said, okay. And they kept calling her not with her name, but I did. And I told her, Noah, what happened? She couldn't answer. She was very distressed. And she told me, my head is exploding, and I have to go to the bathroom. She kept moving. I know as a nurse that I'm not a trauma nurse, but I know you're not supposed to move a person that is with head injury, but she kept moving anyway. So I said, okay, I'll take her to a room. I told the soldiers, come with me, let's take her to a room beside us, beside the sheltered place, and help her. So we took her, I took off her clothes, and she did what she needed, and she was much calmer. I think she lost her conscience, and I think it saved her life. She was lying very calm on the bed. And when I turned around to bring more towels with water to clean her, suddenly I heard shooting really close. And then I saw the soldier standing in the entrance of the room. I'm sorry, it's always his name is Neria. He fell into the room. He was shot in his head, and I saw the blood around his head. He was choking. I couldn't do anything. And then the soldier that was with me in the room asked me, can't we help him? And I said, I'm sorry, I think we can't. But then I started understanding that something is happening much more than rockets, and that there is shooting very close to me. The soldier with me in the room took his hand and took the body inside the room, and I stupidly thought that now the terrorist knows that we're inside, but it's stupid, he knew anyway. I thought maybe I should go under the bed I didn't know what to do. I knew Noah was in there, and Daniel was another soldier with me. So I knew it's stupid that I will hide. And then a few seconds later came another soldier to the entrance of the room, and I said, well, we came to help. But then something in his uniform was a little bit different. And when I raised my head to see his face, I saw that he's much older than all the young soldiers that were. He was like 40 years old. And then he looked me in the eyes. He was standing like here, and he just took his weapon and shot me. He shot me 3 bullets, one in my stomach, one in my chest, and one in my hand. I felt my hand falling apart from my body. And I took my mitpachet and I did myself a tourniquet because I felt I was bleeding. And I started walking back to the sheltered place, looking for help. I fell close to the entrance, and a soldier called my husband and told him, your wife was shot, she's wounded, come, let's take her into the migunit. And then I just sat there. I tried smiling to my kids who were there because I knew they were afraid. I wanted to show them I'm okay. My 16-year-old laughed afterwards. He told me, you were totally white. We knew we were not okay, but I tried. And we just waited. We were there, 3 soldiers wounded. Noah was in the room. And Daniel and Sean, 2 soldiers and me were in the migunit around my kids. I told my husband, let's bring something that would separate me so they won't see me the whole time, because I felt, and also I felt full of blood. At the beginning, I only felt my hand, and afterwards I told my husband, please look, because I think I have another bleeding from somewhere. And he bravely, he's very gentle, he doesn't like me saying that, and he's here, but he can't see a scratch. But at this point, he was amazing. There were soldiers that took off their shirts, and he just pushed with shirts all over my body, my stomach especially. And another cute soldier did a tourniquet here. And there was another soldier that kept saying, like every 20 minutes, Michal, Magen David Adom are coming now, like 5 minutes they're here. And then after half an hour, Micha, they're coming, I'm telling you. He tried to convince me that everything's okay and they're coming. And it took about almost 4 hours. We were there. My children were brave. At the beginning they cried, but afterwards they also started giving water to whoever needed and shouting, Sean, wake up, to the soldier that was losing his conscience. They were amazing. And after 4 hours came this person that just decided to come. His name was Erez Eshel. He heard it. He lives near Jerusalem. He heard about what's happening. He got messages, and he decided to go to the south. And on the way, he found a military ambulance that the driver was shot. And he took the ambulance, and he came with another person with him. And he came into Zikim, and he saved us, literally. He took all the wounded, also Noah. He took us to the hospital right near, in Ashkelon. Noah, the soldier that I was taking care of, was shot with a bullet here, which was stuck in her skull. That's why we didn't see anything. And I know afterwards that after I was shot, the brave soldier that was with me in the room jumped on the terrorist and tried to take his weapon. And the terrorist took out a knife and stabbed him in the head. And when the terrorist went out of the room, the third soldier that was in the room, he succeeded hiding. He went out and he shot the terrorist and killed him. So we were all evacuated to Barzilai, to the hospital near Ashkelon, and my husband really didn't know what to do, if to come with me because he was pushing or to stay with the kids. I think if he knew what's going on around with all the hostages and everything, he wouldn't have left them. But we knew there was a 20-year-old and a 17-year-old with them, and so we said it will be okay. And they were evacuated an hour afterwards to us. I got first treatment, and then they took me to another hospital because there was a lot of chaos there. And after a week, I was told that my nerve is torn. And they took out the bullet in my stomach, and I'm a nurse, so through the whole thing, I heard everything, and I understood, Baruch Hashem, that no important organs were hurt. So they took out the bullet here and the bullet here. They did the surgery, but they didn't take it out because they said it'd rather stay inside. It's a mess. And here I have a nerve torn, which is a very long healing. They sewed it, and they told me it's a very complicated surgery, and I should think, where should I do it? And my mother, which is a bulldozer, she looked everywhere, and she said in Hadassah there's a very good professor, Moshayev, and we should go there. And we went there, and I had my surgery there. And after a week, I moved to the rehab in Mount Scopus. So I told Miriam Saba that I used the surgery rooms there. And then I moved to the rehab, so I also used the rehab, and I'm still using. I was a month and a half hospitalized, sleeping in the hospital, and about 2 weeks ago, I moved to day rehab. I come every day, I sleep in my house, so my little one remembers who I am. She just wants her father the whole time, which is okay, but it takes time for her to recognize me again. She knows how to stand on my right side, so I can pick her up with my right hand. But now I go every day to rehab in Mount Scopus, and I have a physiotherapy and I have occupational therapy. I have a psychologist, which is also amazing, and I even have yoga, and I have acupuncture. I don't know how you say that. Yeah. And I will say the facilities are horrible, but I know there's a new, I hope I won't be at the new building, but I guess I will, because it will take months. Actually, and me and my husband are bemet stunned with all the people that are here. The whole week that we're with Hadassah and we see what they've been doing, I don't think Israelis know about all what you do, and it's amazing. For me, it's very strengthening to see all the people here that you can live your life, but you are very into what's happening in Israel. I feel like I'm in a very big family of the whole nation, Israel nation, really. I never knew this exists. I'm sorry. I just knew the hospital. And I think it's amazing. And I wanted to thank you, all of you, for being so encouraging and wanting to help and to be with us, because it really is a very difficult episode. My children, they're strong. We have one that is a 16-year-old that can't sleep, but he has a psychologist now, starting with him specifically. I have a 9-year-old that started wetting again in his bed, but we're working with him too. And a 14-year-old, which is also can't sleep. If me and Omri are not at home, she won't go to sleep. I think I'll tell about my kids that before this Shabbat, they were fighting all the time which one is going to sleep in what room. She didn't want to be with her, and she didn't want to be with him. It was a big mess. And we have a big house, not a big, but we have a lot of rooms. And after this Shabbat, they slept all together in the same room. And I thought, that it's mamash what's going over Israel and the nation, that this unity and this amazing, it's horrible that we needed this awakening call, but on the other hand, I believe we're going to be stronger, and we're going to get out of this winning, like in a certain way. So thank you, everybody, for your whatever you do.
Michal, your courage and resilience serve as a profound inspiration to us all, really. You embody the spirit of countless individuals whose bravery has been instrumental in upholding the strength of our nation. And now I want to invite Dr. Mickey Sachs, President of Hadassah International.
Before I start my speech, I also want to thank Michal for the telling of her story, for her being so honest, and we all understand that it's not easy, all these memories that are constantly there, but they come back into your mind, and it's so much more impressive than just watching the news or reading your newspaper. You are not only a great ambassador for Hadassah, you're also a great ambassador for Israel. And I also want to thank Hadassah for this evening, because I've been elected president of Hadassah International just recently. I started my position in July, and I heard all about these names, the Littmans and the Sabas and the Gandels. And tonight, finally, I got to see the faces. And I'm so impressed, because I realized that we, all of us who are here, we have so many things in common. We are all Zionists. We have the love for Israel. We have the love for Hadassah. So when you finally get to meet these people, you really make friends very easily. And that's a real privilege. So thank you, Hadassah. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, friends, and supporters of Hadassah, we are all devastated by the atrocities that took place in Israel on October 7th and thereafter. Atrocities we never believed we would see in our lifetime. The current Gaza war is the rightest answer to an unprecedented bestial attack by the terror organization Hamas. It is a war that none of us wanted, but that we have no choice but to fight. It is the war of light over darkness, morality over evil depravity. But wars, even when just, create victims. We want nothing more than to live in peace with our neighbors. But we have learned the horrible lesson that to do that, we first have to destroy Hamas. We must free our hostages and protect the lives of our citizens. Israel's security and very survival is dependent on it. We cannot have another October 7th. Boys and girls as young as 19 who should be at home with their families, working, studying, and enjoying life are risking their lives as we speak. Men and women who should be with their children have been forced instead to fight the most well-funded terror network the world has ever seen. It's a shocking reality that haunts every Israeli mother and father who has a child in the battlefield. Every spouse, child, sibling, and friend of our brave soldiers. And it also haunts every Jew, no matter where they are in the world. Every casualty, every fallen soldier is a knife through our heart. But it is also a story of great hope. We are the Jewish people, and for thousands of years we have stood together against hatred and evil. October 7th was another Holocaust. But unlike Nazi Germany, this time we are not defenseless. This time we have our heroic IDF to defend us. And we have you, Jewish people living in the diaspora who are standing by our homeland and our people. As long-standing friends and supporters of Hadassah, you know that Hadassah is at the absolute forefront of treating war casualties and victims of terror. Many of the severely injured soldiers are evacuated from Gaza or from the northern border to Hadassah, where teams of world-leading healthcare professionals, Jewish and Muslim alike, do everything in their power to save their lives. It is where the heroes on the battlefield meet the heroes in our operating rooms. But there's another struggle, equally important as what is being done in an operating room. It is rehabilitation. And that is where we step in. After receiving life-saving treatments, it is our job to help our injured get back on their feet, physically and mentally. The success of a well-executed, state-of-the-art surgical procedure can only be realized with an extensive rehabilitation program. And the new state-of-the-art, world-leading Gandel Rehabilitation Hospital at Hadassah Mount Scopus will make that possible. It will bring hope and a brighter future to all Israelis, Jews, Christians, and Arabs alike. It will tell the story of restoring life, a life worth living. Rehabilitation is a silent struggle. The nurses, therapists, and trainers are not in the limelight, but they are heroes too. The Gandel Rehabilitation Center will open its doors in late December. It will be able to quadruple the amount of in-bed rehabilitation patients to 130 and up to tenfold the ambulatory patients. The rehab center will provide comprehensive care for soldiers, for returning hostages, for civilians who are all victims of this constant struggle for the survival of Israel and the Jewish people. Rehabilitation is not only about healing the body, it is also about healing of the soul, the neshama. It's about restoration, hope, healing, and dignity. By investing in the Gandel Rehabilitation Center, we are investing in those who have sacrificed so much for Israel. It is an investment for the future of Israel and the Jewish people. Hadassah has done so many extraordinary things during Israel's history Tonight, we have the chance to add a new pillar. By joining us in this endeavor, you are helping to rebuild lives and honor the service of our soldiers. Located on the Hadassah Mount Scopus site, the new 8-story, 20,000 square meters Gandel Rehabilitation Center is a magnificent, state-of-the-art, world-class healing space. There are specialized inpatient clinics and treatment rooms to treat patients suffering from amputation and acute spinal, brain, and nervous system injuries. Laboratories, advanced innovation centers, and robotics areas with world-leading equipment and technologies unmatched by any rehabilitation center in the world. The rehabilitation multidisciplinary team at Hadassah will comprise rehabilitation physicians, nurses, physiotherapists, occupational therapists, speech therapists, psychologists, social workers, and dietitians, addressing all aspects of the patient's needs, from the physical to the psychological to the social. Treatment plans will be highly personalized and customized based on each patient's circumstances and needs. The rehabilitation team will investigate the specific intervention that will best restore each patient's abilities and social and cognitive functioning, maximizing their chance of recovery. So I urge you, if you want to make a difference, the time is now. This is your chance to be a beacon to others, a shining light and heritage to your children and grandchildren, to leave a lasting footprint, a legacy. We still have signature naming opportunities available by contributing to the landmark building in Jerusalem. You stand for excellence, for world-class treatments, for beauty, for Israel, and for the Jewish people. The Gandel Rehabilitation Hospital can be seen from far and near. It will make rehabilitation visible. A building that says, "We leave no person behind. We remember your sacrifice and we thank you. We care about you and are there for you every step of the way, providing the best possible comprehensive and personalized care to enable you to recover." This is our moment to rise, to help those who have fought to defend our citizens and homeland, to return home to their families, friends, and jobs with independence, dignity, and mobility, to support them to live full, happy, and productive lives despite their injuries. And to do that, we need to open our hearts and our checkbooks. I hope you will join us, and we stand proudly and resolutely with our heroes on the battlefield and our heroes in our hospitals, as together we bring hope and healing to people during the most devastating time of their lives. It is a great honor to be able to give back to those who have sacrificed so much, a privilege of immeasurable proportions. I know we can count on you, and I want to invite you now to express your commitment. Thank you so much.
I am now proudly standing in front of you as the chair of Hadassah Mexico, with some of my colleagues. Not all of them could come. As you all know, I'm sorry. As you all know, the Mexican community has always shown an incredible strength to support and encourage and encouragement and friendship to our beloved country, Israel. For this, I am so honored and also super excited to announce a special commitment to make sure Israel rehabilitation is possible. La Sociedad de Beneficencia Alianza Monte Sinai is more honored to announce a $2 million donation to the Gandel Rehabilitation Center. The Mexican community hope to make a significant impact and to act accordingly to our heart, our values, and our tradition. With Israel, with Hadassah, with all of you. Thank you, Comunidad de Beneficencia Alianza Monte Sinai. Everyone is welcome to make some announcements. This is a community announcement.
Olga, I think we have an announcement here from Brazil. If you want to come. Luciana Mountmer from Brazil wants to come and make an announcement. On the way and on your way, please.
Hello, everyone. I'm Luciana Mountner from São Paulo. I'm a board member of Hadassah, Brazil. Words cannot express how this event has impacted me. Dear Michal, you are unforgettable. It's such a great honor for me to be close to you now. You are a giant human being. Along with Ariel, cadê o Ariel? Where is Ariel? Hi, come here, Ariel. Along with Ariel, my goal in Brazil is to make sure that we, as an Hadassah family, can continue to impact the lives of as many people as we can. I would like to thank Debbie Finger and Paula Strassman for your great effort in inviting your good friends to be here tonight. On this occasion, I would like to share that Brazil has heard the need of Hadassah, and we are here to make a difference as much as we can. We have secured $1 million to support the rehab center at Hadassah in these much needed times. Thank you.
I feel like in December of 2019, when they had the first event here, like in Miami, like for the special center, it was hosted by my son and daughter, Lindsay and Joey Schottenstein. At that time, I think we committed like $500,000 for me and another $500,000 for my good friend Bob Book. Then this past Sukkot, we were in Israel, and my son, right before Yom Kippur, had a bad gallbladder attack, and for Yom Kippur, he spent it in Hadassah. He spent 2 nights in Hadassah, and then a week later, Dr. Pekarski, who's a great surgeon there, took out his gallbladder and did a great job, and we are very grateful for Hadassah for the job they did. And then 3 days later, when we were in our condo, like in Jerusalem, at Saturday morning, the calls started ringing at 7 o'clock, and the sirens started going off at 8, and it was a day that'll never be forgotten, that day, October 7th. A few weeks ago, Dahlia called me and said, look, Jay, the government called us. We have to speed up the center. They need it right away. And unfortunately, we know a lot of people who are on the front lines right now. We have a lot of close friends, very close people to us. We get reports on a daily basis. And, unfortunately, we're seeing all the injuries, and it's really, this is a time Israel fights for survival and fights for the Jewish way of life as we know it around the world. So we're going to increase our gift to like $2 million.
We are truly one Hadassah, and we are so grateful to our partners in Ohio and Miami for being here tonight and showing us how much you care about Israel and how well you are Zionists and how much you make a difference every day. So we are so grateful. And all of us, thank you for showing us what we should all be doing. Thank you so much.
The stage is open and empty for all your actors to come and make your announcements in the levels you are ready to make. We really need to complete the rehabilitation center by the end of this month because we have soldiers waiting to get a place to be rehabilitated, and the number of soldiers and injured is growing by the time. And you have somebody already coming and surprising us here. Fabiano from
Thanks.
Rio de Janeiro.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. So first, I want to thank you all, and I'm honored to be here. My name is Fabiano. I'm a medical doctor from Rio de Janeiro. And like this moment is very important for me because this night is amazing. So I really think each one of you has a divine mission to be here, okay? First, I want to tell you that I'm from Rio de Janeiro, and we were able to raise like $150,000, and our focus is to raise more than $1 million, okay? And now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to applaud all Hadassah team because these guys are amazing, and I want Jorge and Ariel to come to the stage, please. And please, I need you applause. These guys, hello? These guys are come. Hello? Okay. No, all we're doing is Tikkun Olam. So each, I'm a son of the Holocaust. My grandmother is an Auschwitz survivor. And I think that each one of us has a divine mission now. Like in Israel, in Brazil, in Australia, whenever. So guys, please, we are here to do something. I don't know what, but we have to do something. And these guys are doing everything, so please. So let's do something, and thanks George, and thanks Ariel for everything.
Just to, can you open this mic, please? Up. So just to clarify, when he meant Ariel and myself, is because we are at the front line of the people who work in Rio de Janeiro. Behind us is an entire group of volunteers and staff around the world that are really making this happen and in support of everybody who is there in Jerusalem making this work. And they need the support right now. So anybody else, I see people coming there from Argentina, coming to make an announcement, but please stand up. You can be here, getting ready to come and make your announcements so that we can really complete our goal for tonight.
My name is Diane Gottlieb. I am the Hadassah Medical Organization Chair for Hadassah, the organization, and it's my honor to announce a gift from Moshe Salagi of Los Angeles, the beloved husband of Andrea Salagi, who we know we all loved and cared and was so much a supporter of Hadassah for psychiatric support at Hadassah Hospital. And I know we talked about rehab, and we understand how important a part of that rehab is addressing the psychosocial needs. So thank you to Moshe Salagi.
Hello.
Yeah, you forgot the number.
I forgot the number. $100,000.
Keep them coming, keep them coming. Yes.
Hello, everyone. My name is Olivia Goldschmidt, and I'm just here to translate. I'm part of the Hadassah team.
Hola, mi nombre es Alejandro Kellman, soy el presidente de Hadassah Argentina. Y bueno, Oli, mi inglés no es muy bueno, así que lo van a entender mejor a Oli.
His name is Alejandro Kellman. He's the president of Hadassah Argentina, and I'm here to translate.
Bueno, la verdad que Hadassah viene haciendo una acción muy importante en todo el mundo. También en Argentina, está ayudando mucho en Argentina.
Hadassah is making great things around the world, and especially in Argentina. They're doing great things in Argentina there as well.
Quiero agradecer a todos los que están colaborando, trabajando fuertemente, a Jorge, Diener, a Fanny, que trabajan incansablemente.
He wants to thank everyone who's working tirelessly and collaborating, especially Jorge Diener and Fanny Rivac.
Y bueno, desde Argentina quería anunciar una donación de $100,000.
From Argentina, he wants to announce a $100,000 donation.
Hi, everybody. I'm coming from Chile. We just started to work for Hadassah a year ago. We are a very small community, only 15,000 people there. And really, we are only a couple of people, a couple of persons there just working for Hadassah with Fanny. And really, I think we would like to equal or to the amounts you are speaking about here, but we are just starting, so we commit ourselves to with $100,000 for next years. And really, I am very grateful for Hadassah, not only because what the work you are doing here, because they gave us the opportunity to cooperate, because we are here for them. And really, it's very grateful to do something. And really, we are very glad, and we hope to increase the amount in the next future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
I have
From Mexico is
another
going to do?
donation, yes, from Mexico, from Clarice Daba, that she used to be a president of Hadassah, on behalf of her, with the family Daba, Clarice Daba and family, on behalf of his passed away husband, Isaac Daba, Zichrono Libraja, $100,000.
Bravo.
This was very spontaneous. I didn't think I would get to see this all happening now. So I congratulate you for, first of all, coming out of your houses and getting dressed and going through this whole thing. And at all this time, having Israel in your hearts, it's very emotional to witness. And thank you for being such big supporters for the well-being of our beloved country. So thank you so much. As we approach the close of this incredible evening, I'd like to invite our event co-chairs. It's now, right? Now, it's now. Sarah Aronson and Olga Sasson to join me once more on stage. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank Hadassah and really each and every one of you for this incredible evening and for having me in this incredible Hadassah One Global Benefit. I salute you. I admire everything that you guys do. And thank you so much for having me.
And I have a personal thanks to give to Rona Lee, who really at a moment said, yes, I'm gonna come. And she's came only for 48 hours. So we really are honored and blessed with your presence. As we draw near the conclusion of this evening, our hearts are filled with gratitude. Your presence here shows your unwavering support for the Hadassah Medical Organization, and most importantly, for the lives it touches. Tonight, we have honored more than just a cause. We have honored hope, resilience, unyielding commitment to healing and survival. Together, we stand tall in the face of adversity, war, and atrocities. We are stronger together. Am Israel Chai.
We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for being part of this extraordinary journey, for being the driving force behind the miracles and the progress at Hadassah Medical Organization. Your support resounds far beyond this moment, shaping a future when healing knows no bounds. So let's take this spirit forward. Let's carry it into the world, and let's continue to be the architects of change and compassion. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, your generosity, and your commitment to making a difference. With this, we bid you good night. Carry with us the echoes of unity, purpose, and the endless spirit of Hadassah.